At the beginning of the movie, we see a happy family with their two young sons playing on a green field. While they're playing, the youngest boy covers his hand for a few seconds, but when he opens them, he finds the place empty. The boy starts looking around, calling for his mother, and is shocked to find her drowning his brother in a stream. Screaming, the boy tries to run away, but she catches up to him, dragging him back. The scene changes to 1973 in Los Angeles. Single mother Anna is rushing to get her children, Samantha and Chris, dressed and ready in time so they don't miss the bus. Although they struggle to get there in time, the bus leaves without time. Sighing in frustration, Anna drops off her children at school and goes to her job where she is a social worker. As soon as she gets started on her daily task, her boss, Mr. Hankins, walks over to her and informs her that he is transferring some of her cases to Donna, her co-worker. Anna is upset by this news, especially when she hears that he is giving Donna the Patricia case. After he tells her that Patricia's sons haven't been going to school all week, Anna explains that the woman would only talk to her and pushes him to return her case. After successfully obtaining Hankins' agreement, she proceeds to the woman's residence and politely knocks on the door. When Patricia answers, Anna engages in a gentle conversation, kindly requesting to see evidence of the children's safety. Patricia consents to allowing the social worker entry. Despite the officer's objections to her going in alone out of Anna's dead husband, who was also a cop, Anna decides to leave him outside. When the social worker enters the house, she finds it covered in dozens of candles. Anna finds the situation strange and asks the woman if she is drinking again, but Patricia interrupts her in a frightened voice and tells her to listen. Although Anna is unable to hear anything, she asks the woman what to listen to, and Patricia tells her that she hears crying before running to the back room. Anna continues to look around until she finds a locked door with eyes drawn all over it. When she tries to open it, Patricia barges out of the back room and warns her not to open the door, her eyes wide like a mad woman. Fearing for the children, Anna continues to tug at the door, which causes Patricia to go crazy and attack her. Before she could bash her head with a hammer, the officer barges in and puts Patricia under arrest. Getting the keys from around Patricia's neck, Anna finds the two young boys sitting on the floor, holding each other and looking frightened. When they see Anna, they ask her to close the door so she doesn't hurt them, but the social worker assures them that nothing is going to happen. Anna takes the children to a home for the night so they can take a bath and have a good meal. While she is explaining this to them, Anna notices a burn scar on the youngest, Diago's wrist, and gently asks him if their mother did that to him, but the older Thomas assures her that it wasn't. Thinking that they were just frightened to say anything, Anna lets the subject go and tells them they're now safe. Looking at her with fear in his eyes, Diago tells her that they aren't safe anywhere. After a long day of work, Anna goes home and finds her daughter watching a movie while her son is playing in his departed father's office. Later, Anna sits in the office alone, looking at her husband's picture and crying until she hears her daughter yelling out her name, informing her that she is done with her bath. That night, at the children's home, Diago is awakened by the sound of crying and looks around the place to see his brother standing by the door. Calling out to an unresponsive Tomas, Diago gets out of bed and begins to follow his brother. Following him out into the hallway, Diago continues to call out to Tomas until the boy stops and points at something behind Diago. When the child turns around, he sees a frightening ghost of a woman dressed in all white and screams in shock. Back at her house, Anna receives a call from the police, informing her that they found Diago and Tomas dead in the river and then ask her to come to see the bodies. When she arrives at the river, she meets Dr. Cooper with tears in her eyes, tells him that they were fine when she saw them earlier. Suddenly, she hears screams from behind and turns around to see Patricia wailing in grief about her children's death. She begins to scream at Anna, telling her that she had tried to stop her, and when the social worker asks who she is talking about, Patricia calls out the name Llorona. Curious about what is going on, Chris leaves his sleeping sister in the car and goes to see what his mother is doing by hiding behind the fence. While looking at the dead bodies covered with white sheets, Chris begins to hear crying behind him and goes to see what it is. Suddenly, he notices a woman wearing a veil slowly coming toward him, speaking in Spanish and calling his name. Chris silently watches the woman approach with a growing fear until she rushes toward him and grabs him by the wrist, burning his hand. Snatching his arm away from her, Chris runs back to the car where the spirit continues to try and open the window. After closing the windows back up, Chris is startled when his mom finally opens the door and gets in the car. Later, Anna puts him to sleep, and he assures her that he is only imagining things. The following morning, Anna goes to the church where a wake is taking place as people cleanse themselves of evil spirits that might have attached to them due to the stressful situation. Speaking to the church's priest, she asks him if he has ever heard the name Llorona. The priest explains that Llorona was the most beautiful woman in her town who had met and married a rich merchant. One awful day, Llorona discovers her husband in the arms of a younger woman and in a fit of rage drowns 2 of her boys in the river. Once she realizes what she has done, she is consumed by grief and throws herself into the river. The priest tells Anna that it is said Llorona roams the earth looking for her lost boys. Back at the house, Samantha is playing in their backyard when a gust of wind blows her umbrella into the pool. While trying to get it, the child is scared by a frightening-looking ghost in a white dress who grabs her, branding her wrist. When Anna comes home later, she finds her daughter crying by the window in her room while she is trying to make her feel better. Chris comes into the room and informs her that Cooper has come over. The family goes downstairs to dine on the pizza Cooper had brought over. After feeding them and letting them go watch TV, Cooper questions Anna about Patricia. He then asks her to speak to the angry woman in hopes of making her confess to the crime, even though Patricia has a solid alibi. Later that night, while Anna is looking at the files in her room, she begins hearing sounds coming from downstairs and goes to check it out. Hearing the outside door open and close, Anna goes to see what's going on and finds her son sleepwalking and attempting to go outside. Sighing in relief that it was only her son, Anna tries to wake him up, but the door barges open. She assumes it's only the wind and takes her son up to bed. After tucking her son in, Anna has an encounter with the ghost in white, frightening her into screaming and waving a bat around. When her children finally open the door, the ghost disappears. The frightened Anna makes her son and daughter sleep on her bed, staying up all night protecting them. In the morning, Anna goes to see Patricia where she is imprisoned and tries to speak to her about her children's death. Angry, Patricia tells her that Anna was the reason her children died while she was protecting them. She tells the caseworker that she has been praying to Llorona to take Anna's children and return her own, promising her that she too would soon feel the loss of her kids. Back at the house, Chris hears someone crying upstairs and goes to see if it's his sister. When he goes into Samantha's room, he is startled by Llorona's ghost and falls down the stairs. Anna comes home a few minutes later and is startled to see her boy at the end of the stairs. She rushes him to the hospital to get checked, but the doctor doing the examination is concerned by the burn bruises on his arm and calls welfare. That night, Cooper arrives at Anna's house with Donna behind him. Although Anna is adamant that she would never hurt her children, Cooper has her stay outside while Donna asks the kids some questions. After she is done, Anna goes back inside and finds Cooper telling the kids to call him if they need anything and warns her to fix whatever is going on in the house. When the house is empty, Anna gets Samantha into the bath and goes to speak to Chris about what happened. He tells her what he has experienced, and Anna believes what he tells her. While they're talking, Anna hears her daughter scream in the bathroom and rushes upstairs to find Samantha drowning. Pulling her out of the tub, Anna tries to calm her daughter down when Llorona's ghost appears and brands her on the hand as well. Shocked by the incident, Anna takes her children and rushes out of the house, heading to the church. When she speaks to the priest, he refers her to a man who might be able to help her, but tells her that he will be forced to remove himself from the process because the man's methods are unorthodox. Anna and her children go to find Raphael, who agrees to help them. Raphael asks her to take him to her house and does a ritual with eggs that shows him the extent of the evil in the house. He then tells Anna that Llorona thrives in darkness and makes sure they're ready for the attack that would be coming that night. Raphael then puts the family in a protective circle of candles and waits for the arrival of the evil spirit. Suddenly, a scream is heard around the house and a strong gust of wind blows out all of the candles. Frightened by the sudden darkness, Anna tries to get the lantern behind her, but she is flinged across the room by the Llorona. Startled by the sudden attack on their mother, the kids try to hide, but the evil spirit tries to get them, dragging Chris out of the house while he screams for his mother. Just as Llorona is about to drag him out of the house, Raphael grabs his hand and pulls him back, sprinkling warding seeds all over the door to keep Llorona out. Suddenly, they hear the back door open and rush to get that closed, leaving Samantha by the front door. Looking outside, she sees her door on the porch and opens it to retrieve her toy. Just as Anna appears from the other room, she sees Samantha being dragged away by the evil spirit. Guessing that the spirit would try to drown her daughter, the group runs to the family pool, Anna diving inside the water to retrieve her daughter. When Anna tries to get her daughter, the Llorona attacks her, forcing Raphael to bless the water which kicks the evil spirit out. Rushing her daughter inside, she dries her off, and according to Raphael's suggestion, they lock the children in the closet until the spirit is banished. While Raphael and Anna are making coffee, they hear the screams of her children and hurry to the front door, only to see Patricia dragging her children to the door and wiping away the protective line. Patricia goes mad after losing her children and begs the evil spirit to take Anna's children and return her own. When Raphael tries to stop her, she shoots him in the shoulder, incapacitating him. Suddenly, a gust of wind pushes them all away, while a hand drags Anna by the neck and traps her in the closet. Seeing that he needs to protect his sister, Chris picks up the necklace he had heard Raphael say might help them against Llorona and rushes to the attic. Although he attempts to lock it, Llorona opens the attic door and enters the room. While she slowly makes her way toward them, Chris raises the necklace to her, which makes her pause for a second. Llorona then gets closer to the jewelry, her face now human, and touches it gently. For a few seconds, Llorona forgets what she is, mesmerized by Chris's face, imagining her own. Accidentally, Chris pulls the sheet covering the mirror, which aggravates the evil spirit when she sees her frightening face. Hearing her slam at the door, Patricia feels bad and opens the door for Anna, who rushes to her kids followed by Raphael. Just as she has her children behind her, and Llorona starts charging forward, Raphael throws her a wooden cross from the land Llorona had died, in which Anna uses to stab the evil spirit. Llorona screams her last scream as she dissolves into water and disappears. The movie ends as Anna and her children say farewell to Raphael, who is heading out to grab a cab. Looking at the children, he appreciates them for their bravery. As the cab leaves, Anna notices a puddle on the road and stares at it. And with that, the movie ends. Has Llorona truly been destroyed, or would she return from the waters that consumed her to take what she thought was hers? Let us know what you think in the comments below.